News this morning, an eastern Kentucky county is planning to make smart investments with its drug abatement efforts. And we'll take a look at what you need to know before the 2024 primary election.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on Thursday, February 22nd. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Em Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. A mild start to the day, that's for sure this morning. 55, you can see on our nice new high-resolution camera. Got a lot of clouds across the region, but I do believe we'll get some breaks of sunshine as we head through your Thursday. We'll be tracking the pinpoint Doppler radar late this afternoon to this evening. Some of the rain will be heavy at times, and before the rain comes in, we're anticipating the wind to be an issue. Some of the wind gusts could approach 30 miles per hour. Then we got to deal with that cold air coming in Friday night and into Saturday. Temperature-wise, we're pretty much all in the 50s, minus those of you watching up from Ashland at 48. It's 57 in Fayette County at Lexington. The showers from about 3 or 4 hours ago now are across western portions of West Virginia. We're tracking this area of moisture here and elements coming together to again produce some steadier rain late this afternoon. Some of the rain will be heavy at times with a forecast high into the lower 60s. Trending colder as we get into the weekend. Oh, how cold. We'll let you know. First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Tim. Pike County is making plans for its drug abatement efforts, bringing agencies and officials to the table to make the most of the investment. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more.
Pike County is hoping to hit one of the area's biggest concerns with the help of a committee.
Because the drug problem is not getting any better. The meth problem is a lot worse, in my opinion, than the opioid problem was.
The county has been allotted more than $1.2 million since 2022, allocated from the National Opioid Settlement. So officials are revisiting the county's Opioid Abatement Settlement Committee to decide how to best invest the money, with law enforcement agencies and recovery specialists joining in the discussion.
Because when this money came out, we put a working group together, but we've never actually, we had one meeting is what we had, but there was nothing really came out of it.
Judge Executive Ray Jones says the funds, which come with criteria and specifications, can be a game changer if used in the best interest of the drug abatement efforts.
There's a lot of children who have paid a tremendous price because parents have become addicted. Kids who are in foster care. Kids have been neglected and abused.
And though the Kentucky Association of Counties expects the county to receive $4.2 million by 2038, Jones says it will be a trickling change.
If you think about the damage that this county suffered from drug abuse, I mean, it's just a drop in the bucket. But we do need to make sure that money is spent wisely and prudently, and it gets the most results for that amount of money.
Designating every dollar to deliver hope and healing. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Jones says the court will continue its discussion about planning with the committee during the next fiscal court meeting. 6,700 new voters registered in January in the Commonwealth. That number is from Secretary of State Michael Adams. I have some tips you want to remember as the primary election inches closer. There are multiple things to know ahead of the May 21st primary election, whether you have voted your entire life or just registered this year. Perry County Clerk Wayne Napier says there are several dates to remember, starting with the mail-in absentee ballot.
The online mail-in absentee portal opens on April 6th, and the portal will close on May the 7th, 14 days before the election.
And as folks continue to register to vote, there is a firm deadline for that as well.
Registration deadline is April 22nd. They can go online, but it'd be easier to call our office. Call or come in, either one. Just call, give them the name, and we can look it up, see if they're registered.
And as people head to the polls for the first time, remember a form of identification is required, preferably a driver's license. Napier encourages everyone to get out and cast their vote.
Everyone needs to vote. They have the right to their opinion, and they should express it because that's the right they have.
Hoping to see a record number of Kentuckians at the polls this year. In-person excuse absentee voting is May 8th through the 10th and the 13th through the 15th, with no excuse early voting on May 16th, 17th, and 18th. We have all of the dates and other information listed on our website, WYMT.com. A bill focused on religious freedom is moving forward in Frankfort, but it faces more debate from lawmakers. House Bill 47 passed in committee by a vote of 14-6. But some who voted to pass the bill in committee say some things need to change in the bill's language for it to be approved on the House floor. Supporters of House Bill 47 say more religious freedoms are needed, while opponents say if the bill passes, it would lead to confusion and multiple lawsuits. The bill now heads to the full House. There is a renewed effort in Frankfort to pass the Crown Act. Senator Whitney Westerfield of Christian County filed the bill Tuesday. The Crown Act would give protection against discrimination based on race-based hairstyles like twists, locks, and braids. Westerfield filed the Crown Act last year, but it did not go anywhere. He said there was some objections to the bill in his caucus, and it did not pick up enough support.
I'm going to say that there are more misunderstandings about the bill than objections. I believe that there are a number of members who feel that it does things that the bill doesn't do.
With this being Westerfield's final year in the Senate, he says if the Crown Act does not pass this year, he will be back in the hallways in some capacity, fighting on behalf of his kids presently and the future. There was some excitement outside our sister station in Lexington during rush hour yesterday afternoon. 2 horses were on the loose on Winchester Road right in front of the WKYT building. Part of the road was shut down while Fayette Animal Care and Control and Lexington Police were on scene to direct traffic and try to corral the 2 horses. The pair were secured safely behind some fencing, and the owners came and got them.
You know what? Every area of the country has a unique story just like that. And you can see off in the distance, New Circle Road and everything coming up Winchester. So needless to say, yeah, a slowdown, but hey, it was worthwhile, the sight, right? Temperature-wise this morning in the 50s, eastern and southern Kentucky, as the milder air is trying to override and nudge out the cold stuff as we look over toward Grundy and over toward Logan as well as Wise, and slowly and surely it'll try to do it out your way. In the meantime, the pinpoint Doppler radar we quiet right now. The showers from a few hours ago out across West Virginia. As we look back to the west, this is what's tracking toward us as we head for the afternoon. All right, out the door we go this morning on a Thursday. Yes, temperatures will continue to rise. Yes, lower 60s this afternoon, but the rain arrives mid to late afternoon. Some of that rain can be heavy at times on the drive home. That is if you're working this week. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Thank you, Tim, and thanks for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, hope is on hold after Alabama's largest hospital system pauses IVF treatment following a landmark court ruling.